Good evening, everyone. Matt from Essential Credentials here, and I have a thankful, very thankful mail day to show off, and not just a mail day, but many mail days from this month. I did kind of a rummage live mail day of one of my biggest Pacific mail days. This is going to kind of highlight some of my bigger cards over the last month, and really as Thanksgiving just passed, I am very, very thankful for so many things in my collection, in my life, for sure. There is an amazing community of people out there, in the A-Rod community especially, that this has surprised me. You know, I just want to say, if you're out there and you're looking at, you know, some of the collectors as competition solely, I think you should maybe reach out and try to get to know some of these people, because they're really helpful. And while we are all collectors, I think we all have the right mentality to try to help others out with their collections. So all you guys in these big groups, like the Griffey groups and the Bonds and the Jeters and the Ripkins and so forth, all, you know, I know what those groups, what it must be like for you guys, the majority of you, because, you know, we've got a few guys that have really stepped up to the plate. Bo, Jeremy, Kyle, they've all really been huge contributors to the A-Rod group. And we've got Ken as well, and some other guys, Richard, and I'm not going to be able to name them all, but there's a lot of really, you know, nice guys out there and have helped me out tremendously, and you're going to see that in this video. So let me go through some of the cards I picked up elsewhere, and then we'll go into some of the really unique cards I got. First one I want to show off is from 1996 Summit and Pinnacle Summit, and these are awesomely designed cards. You know, thicker stock, but the artist proofs are tough to find, and they all sell pretty well. So I overpaid maybe a little bit for this card. If it would have come up for auction, maybe I get it cheaper, but I definitely didn't want to let this one go. And lately, A-Rod's cards have been flying off eBay, and prices have been going up, and all it takes is a couple of collectors, so it makes me happy to see the prices going up anyway. So there's the Select 96 Pinnacle Summit Artist Proof. Here's the 97 Ultra Prime Leather. It's got kind of a leather feel to it. Passed on this card many times, and I decided to finally go snag it. I've been picking up probably more A-Rod cards lately than ever, because they're starting to fly off eBay for way more than they used to. So this is a really cool card. This is from 1997 Pinnacle Inside, the dueling dugouts with A-Rod and Ripken on the back. Love the shades, Cal. So you can move this to all the different years, and I believe it goes from 93 to 96 or 92 to 96. But I have it on 96 because that was Alex's huge MVP. Should have been MVP year. 358, 36 homers, 123 RBIs. Something that's cool about Cal too is he only got 26 home runs, but over 100 RBIs. These are the numbers you probably never see in today's game. So really happy to finally get one of these. These are the toughest inserts to pull, minus the Diamond, the Club Edition. Finally picked up one of these 96 Select Artist Proofs. Got posted in the group. A bunch of people talked about it, so I said, well, might as well go get the A-Rod. So I was able to go do that. And it's a beautiful picture. A little bit of Joey Cora action there on the side, right after they turned this double play against Oakland. So Select it has some amazing pictures on their cards too. Got to give them credit. Really happy to get this one. This is the 1998 A Piece of the Action bat, game used bat of A-Rod, and you can see it's not embedded in the card. It's kind of mounted right on top of the card stock. So not the most beautiful design card ever, but man, the nostalgic value is definitely there. 1 out of 2,500 packs were these game used cards. So I'd love to know how many of those are in existence. A few people started posting their versions of these, and so I finally decided to go get the A-Rod, and right after that, another fellow A-Rod collector went and got the other one, and that's from 1997 Flair Ultra Platinum Medallion. I think it's got some great shine on there, a photo variation as well. Here's the back. You know, and again, these are not numbered. I believe there's 225 of these out there, or the print run, excuse me, was 225. I don't know how many of them actually still exist. It'd be ridiculous for me to guess, but that was the print run, and the only way you can tell is that it says P. And it's a little bit shinier down here. The gold medallion's just gold on the bottom. So, anyways, beautiful, beautiful card. Picked up a 97 New Pinnacle artist proof. And these have some pretty cool technology. They got this like kind of Dufexy look to them, but they also, I love that logo right there for sure. I don't have the museum yet, but they're also really, really nice. So really happy to have been able to pick up this card. I'm going to set this over here because this next one is big time. This is from 98 Topps Tech. And this is my first and probably the only diffractor I'm going to grab. But look at the pattern and the shine on this thing. This is pattern 1. Look at that. Wow. As Aaron Davis would say, yeah, I just love the look of this card. Couldn't be happier to finally have a diffractor pop up. And I missed out on a bunch maybe a little over a year ago, but this is probably the coolest pattern I've seen. Even if you don't like baseball cards, you can't deny that that looks sick. That looks absolutely sick. And they use that same technology on the 98 Bowman's Best Atomic. So those are the pack pulled version cards that I'm going to show off. These next cards are really, they go into that thankful kind of theme for this video. So let's go to this one first. My buddy Andy Burkett, who's a big Ripken collector, he's been on the podcast as well. He pointed me to this card, and at first glance, you're like, oh cool, this is a 97 Upper Deck Amazing Greats. 98, I believe. It says 97 on the back, so I always get confused. Out of 250, right? Well, then you look and you see, wait a second, there's a hole punch in there, and on the back, it's not numbered. This was a salesman's sample, and after talking to the seller of this, he bought a collection of these salesman samples from another, or an Upper Deck, former Upper Deck employee. That's what it sounded like, and he had a bunch of those in a binder. So really happy to be able to pick up a card that there's probably only 2 or 3 of. And Tanner Jones, big shout out to him. He's all about these types of cards. And so he definitely motivated me to start picking some of these up, because normally I don't want to get unpacked pulled cards for expensive. And it wasn't too bad. But really happy to add it to my collection. This next one was sent to me by a community member, and he would like to be unnamed. So if you are in the group, you know who sent this to me. If not, sorry, this is an amazing story though. This group member went to a minor league game and got an in-person autograph of A-Rod. Love that he sent the stub with it. And here it is. He said that he thought it would look amazing in my collection, in my A-Rod museum, which I will probably show off by the end of the year, about a month or so. So I get it fine-tuned, get the right lighting in there, but yeah, love this. And you can see his autograph is way different back in his minor league days. Really, really different. But just an incredible gesture, you know, to send something like that to me for free. And what goes around comes around. You know, we're always looking out for each other, all of the A-Rod collectors out there. So definitely want to say thank you to that collector. This was sent to me now. This is kind of a two-parter. So Bo Carter is a buddy of mine and a fellow A-Rod collector, and he picked up some super unique Pacific cards. And at first glance, you probably don't notice anything too crazy with this card, but then you see it's got that in there. Chicago Sports Vest, August 17th through 20th, 2000, and it's hand numbered 6 out of 20. So if you went and bought a product from them, this is from 2000 Revolution, I believe. Revolution is my favorite Pacific product because the base cards are just so sick. You could get one of these cards of a random player, and there's a lot of Sports Fest shows and things that these hand-numbered Pacific cards exist from. And he has a different version. He also has one of these too, but he was nice enough to, first of all, pick up an extra from the seller, and I bought that from him. And along with that, he sent this card, which right now, with that lighting, you can barely tell it's different, but if I get it right there, you see that? So it's a Pacific show, and not only that, but it was the Seattle Pacific show. You can see it's the Seattle here in, I think, June 1999 down there, or is it 2000? Let me look real quick here with my own. Yeah, 1999. So this is from 99 Paramount, obviously, but it was embossed. And you can see he included this sleeve. 99 27th show in Seattle. So really, really cool. He sent this to me out of the kindness of his heart. So thank you, man. I love that it's a Seattle show too. Wish I could have gone to it. That would have been amazing. That would have been really, really cool. And before I show off the paperwork, I want to show I picked up these three. They all are different cards. The Pacific Online, the Omega, 99 Omega, and the, is this a 98 Omega? Can't remember. I believe so. Yes. So, 98 Omega. So, at the Chicago show, what they did is, you can see that in 2000, they would emboss these cards with this, with the show, the national embossing, and the information on these is similar to this flyer that Bo sent me from Kansas City, or that was at a Kansas City show. So if you opened any of the products at the booth there, you could pick any card out of your pack, I think it was one per pack, and have it embossed. So you could get, you know, Willie McGee, you could get Joey Cora, A-Rod, you know, it could be anybody, Oral Hershiser, and they would just emboss it with the Kansas City show logo. And they did that at a lot of shows. They also did something like this, and same thing here at this Sports Fest show. But you could also get one of these with the inaugural issue on them. These are super tough to find, and I don't think an A-Rod exists, but there's a few of them online that I've seen. A McGuire, Ivan Rodriguez. So it was nice that he included something like this, kind of as documentation for where those cards came from. So, and I have to end the video here. I'm going to remove this so I can show off this card. This is going to be the last card. I was completely shocked. I'm looking through all these cards that Bo sent me, and I'm thinking, man, he sent me some Ichiros. He sent me a couple of their A-Rods I didn't have, some base cards, and so I was like, I'm already riding on a high. And then I get to the back, and also there was an in-person Dwayne Wade auto. As you know, I love Dwayne Wade, my favorite basketball player of all time, probably favorite sports athlete of all time. I get to the back, and this is in the back. Look at the shine on the embossing on this card. I mean, it's, oh man, this card's stunning. I wanted this card for so long, and the only one that's up there, they want like an arm and a leg for it on COMC. Here's the back of it. So the 99 Flair Tradition Date with Destiny. It's meant to look like a Hall of Fame plaque, numbered out of 100. My gosh, I love this card. It's been promoted to my top shelf in my bookshelf, display, museum, whatever you want to call it. So. And it talks about his 96 season here too, which makes it even better. So Bo, thank you so much, man. I'm still stunned by this card. It mesmerizes me, man. So, yeah. To have a fellow A-Rod collector send a card that he didn't have doubles of, it's just, yeah. Can't wait to do the same. Can't wait to do the same. And I got to end my video with this because I'm really not sure what to do here. I bought, this is non-90s, I'm going to preface that, but I'm thankful I found these. Go up to my dad's attic, we're cleaning out the attic, and I go up there and I remember I opened a box or case of 2011 Bowman Chrome Draft, and I opened up the box and I brought it home, or I brought the box home, the shoe box, I had all the cards, and I went through all the cards that were in there, and I kid you not, I find not one, not two, but 3 paper Trout rookies along with a Chrome rookie. And I went and looked up the price on eBay, and I'm shocked. Now, I don't think I want to list them on eBay, but I want to sell them to a collector that's going to love and appreciate these. So, if you know anybody, please help me out. I'm not into the modern stuff, but I know what these are worth. So, I would definitely appreciate it. But yeah, what an amazing November for sure. December is sure to be just as incredible. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope you enjoyed our last podcast. That was probably the most fun I've had so far. And then also, keep an eye out. On Sunday, I will be doing a 250 plus subscriber giveaway contest video, so keep your eye out for that. Thank you all. Have a great weekend.